Hey guys, I am live. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday night. I am live. I am live. I am live. So, your girl is back. First of all, is the lighting okay? Because why do I feel like the lighting is not that great? All right, the lighting's fine. I'm back, guys. And I'm really excited because I feel like I haven't been on in a while and we have a lot to discuss. So, first of all, welcome to my YouTube channel. How's everyone doing? My name is Janice Fredericks, and I like to talk about everything's beauty supply. So, if you are someone who is aspiring to open a beauty supply store, you have a beauty supply store, you are in the right spot because I talk about all things beauty supply on this page. So, there has been a lot of conversation around Trump and him kind of increasing the tariffs. I think he was somewhere at 125% on certain things. On certain things, it's like 140%. It's been pretty crazy. The conversations around these tariffs, and China's not really paying Trump no mind, by the way. So this is all on Trump. Okay, but here's what I wanted to talk about. So I have seen a lot of people pause, back down, not go through with opening up their beauty supply stores. I've seen a lot of people, like tell me like, "Oh, I just feel the economy is too bad and I'm just nervous, I'm just scared because things are so shaky." And one thing that I share with everyone that I talk to on these consultations, and what I will share with you guys right now, is the fact that I opened my beauty supply store during the 2008 ish mortgage crisis. And we had our challenge last week. So, shout out to everyone who was on the challenge, by the way. That challenge was popping. If you missed it, you missed it. But in one of my slides, I shared how at that point, I don't know if y'all remember this, but you couldn't find gas anywhere. That's how bad the economy was when I opened my store. Like finding gas was like it was like gold at the time. Y'all remember that? And I had a picture of someone pouring the gasoline in my car. And I was just thinking about that because I'm like, do y'all know how crazy that time was where you had to literally know someone who knew someone who had gas, and they had to pour it in the little thing and literally pour it into your car because there was no gas station, there was no gas at the gas stations. Do y'all remember that? That's when I opened my store. Okay. And I say all that to say, I opened my store at a time when no one else was willing to even think about starting a business. My parents was like, "This is crazy. I don't know why you're doing this. Why would you open a store at this time? We can't even get gas. It's crazy." Guys, millionaires are made during economic downturns. Why? Because the ones who are scared and who wants to wait till like there's perfect conditions, perfect market conditions, which by the way, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. Hate to bring it to you. But literally everyone else was so scared. I opened my store and I made so much money, y'all. I was so popping back in 2010 when I opened my store because I was like the only one that was like willing to open a new store in my community. And I made so much money and I made a great name for myself. And then literally when, 2 years, 3 years went by and things started to get better again, because it always gets better, guys. It always gets better. Um, Now people were coming and opening stores, and it was just like I already had the market share in my community. I already had the market. I already had the clients, and the only way that you was getting clients is if you literally stole my clients from me, and you wasn't doing that with the type of branding and the type of store that I had. So I wasn't even worried about it at that point. But I say all this to say, the ones who have the faith and who know, like, this is what God told you to do, right? He is not going to allow you to open something and not give you the resources and the framework and the things to actually see it through. I opened my store. It was 800 square feet of space. It was small. It was small. And I made way over six figures my first year of business. And I've just and this is a small store, guys. 800. I mean, the whole thing, like including like my office and everything. It was a boutique. It was cute, but it was small. And I remember because we had all of like the popping hair stuff and no one could find anything. And we was just that store that had everything. Like we really did make an amazing name for ourselves. And I really feel like if I had opened a year later or 2 years later, it would not have popped off the way that it did for me. Because what I've also seen is that when there is an economic downturn and things are bad and people are losing their jobs, like especially women, black women, as we know, black women have lost somewhere 300,000 jobs in the first quarter with this new administration. When things are bad, people, especially women, especially black women, want to look and feel good. And this is why the beauty sector will always win. I'm saying the beauty sector in general, right? When we had COVID, remember when we had COVID, y'all, everyone was in their house, everyone had cabin fever. The beauty went up. Like, and so you would think, well, during COVID, y'all probably took a hit. Our stores ain't take no hits. They actually doubled and tripled in sales. Some of my clients who had stores during COVID opened second locations because that's how much money they was making because people were not able to go outside. I also talk about Madam C.J. Walker and people of her time. She opened and she started her business rather during the 1920s, and we're talking about Spanish flu. And I had images of the hospitals at that time where it was just like, who would be starting a business now? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all, is that the real ones come out on top during economic downturns because everybody else is scared. And scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Yeah, Madam C.J. Walker's story is amazing. I love her story and I have studied her. And when I tell you, guys, we are not new to this. We are true to this, black women. Black women, I'm talking to you. We are not new to this. We are true to this. We've had pioneers come before us who have already given us the blueprint of I don't care what kind of season it is. I don't care who don't have the jobs. I'm doing this. I'm moving forward. That's exactly the spirit that we need to be in right now in 2025. It's not, guys, these tariffs, by the way, let me just get into my tariff conversation. These tariffs, by the way, I was talking about this last week, but these tariffs, by the way, these tariffs is going to be here. And what we have to learn to do is literally pivot. I mean, that's just a theme of business, is learning how and when to pivot. And so, guys, the stores, we didn't stop opening stores this year. I have a grand opening in Indiana that I'm going to next month in November. We still move, me and mine, we still moving forward. We opened a store in Canada actually right when Trump announced his first round of tariffs with Mexico and Canada. And we were literally in the middle of a launch. And I was like, we move forward. We move forward. Guys, when you decide to jump into this entrepreneurial space, we burn the bridges where I'm from. We burn the bridges, we burn the boats because we don't want to go to a plan B or plan C. When I opened my store in 2010 during the mortgage crisis where unemployment was at an all-time high, I didn't have a plan B. I don't think anybody should have a plan B. Hey, come on, somebody. I'm not doing it. It's going to work or it's going to work. And when you have that type of mindset, it's going to work. I'm never scared. I'm not scared. And right now, y'all, when I'm telling you, and I don't know if y'all remember the gas. story. We ain't never seen anything like that. Does anybody remember having someone have to travel to them and put the gas in the car around 2010, around 2011, around that time? Do y'all remember that? I showed a picture of my homeboy bringing me gas because you had to have a connect. That's the type of times we was in. And then we went to COVID and we had to shut down our stores. And we was like, how trying to figure out, me and my clients trying to figure out, how is this going to work? Y'all know how it's going to work because y'all was in my program and y'all already equipped to do a shutdown. The Asians weren't equipped to do a shutdown. They had no email list. They didn't have no social media, but we did. Me and mines, we had the information. We had our social media set up. We had everything set up. We are equipped for this. And when the shutdown happened, we pivoted to curbside pickup and delivery. And some of my clients literally had people delivering 24/7 because the orders didn't stop coming in. People didn't stop shopping for their beauty supplies. This is why I teach about this industry, because there's no other industry out there where you're going to be getting people who's going to keep calling and Black women. I'm not going outside ugly. Even if I'm inside, I'm not going to be inside ugly. I'm not doing it. But we know our own demographic, and we know this to be true. And this is why I feel like this business model to me is the best business model. It beats out you buying some piece of real estate. It beats out you having to work on your hands as a massage therapist, hairstylist, nail tech, all of those labor intensive jobs, to where at some point you're gonna want to retire into something more passive, but you still love it. You're still in it. Beauty supply is that answer. And so now when we're talking about the Trump tariffs and what does this look like? Hey, she said, me neither. I see you, sis. I see you, sis. No one's doing that, girl. No one's doing that. So let's bring it back to Trump and his tariffs. How this is impacting us, and what are we experiencing, and what are we doing instead? Okay, so here's the opportunity window, because I told you guys we shift and we pivot. We still move forward. Okay, we shift and we pivot and we still move forward. So now we are shifting to our US based vendors, our private label vendors, building relationships with our non-Chinese vendors here in the States. Next year, y'all, we are actually going to China. I am decreeing and declaring that next year, your girl is going to have a trip to China set up, because I also want us to get out of having to use the middleman and getting taxed and all of that. I said, no, I've been to China, y'all, and I'm going to take some people with me on this second trip. But this is exactly what we do inside the boot camp program, inside our Beauty Spot boot camp. We actually just wrapped up our graduation call right before this, which I was so happy and excited for. Our last cohort just graduated tonight. It was amazing. And the women were amazing, and they had such a great transformation. And y'all, when I tell you, I decided to open one last round just off of the vibe of the women from this previous cohort. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do another round because of y'all, because the vibes have to be there. Like, we meet every single week. We a little, we're a little family for 6 weeks. And so I decided to do one last round for November so that you can get your head start for January 2026. Set your store up, get your system set up, and get your success set up before the competition. Okay, before the competition, right? So I literally decided to do this November cohort just last minute, because I wasn't going to do another round. I was like, this was going to be the only round, and that is it. But I'm like, I really enjoyed this, and the ladies really loved it. They really had gotten everything that they needed. And so I dropped my link there. If you guys are wanting to speak with me about it, go ahead and click the link, my calendar link, so we can have a consult. I'm gonna try to find the link for you guys here on Instagram. But yes, my program is a 6-week program, guys. That's gonna take you A to Z on everything that you will need with your beauty supply store. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link also on Instagram so that you guys can book a call. Also, you can check out my link, the link in the bio. You can check that out as well. But yes, I am super excited for a next round to be kicking off. We have some amazing bonuses that's going away this week. So definitely, if you are interested, we have our business plan bonus that disappears this week, as well as our 12 months extension into our university that will be going away this week. So definitely book a call with me so that we can chop it up and we can get you started. Because here's what I'm going to leave you guys with. These tariffs, as I've been saying before, they're not going anywhere, right? And so we are learning how to pivot with these tariffs and really using our U.S. based distributors and vendors, and really going back to directly working with manufacturers as well. That's how I did it when I first came out. I was dealing with the manufacturers directly, like Mielle Organics and Main Choice and TG, what's the girl name? TGIF, TGIN. Okay. So this is the new strategy is we're going local. Okay. And again, guys, I decided for the last boot camp, this one final round, so I could teach you guys these things and teach you about the vendors and teach you guys about getting that startup funding and capital so that you can get your business literally hit the ground running in January. Okay. So, any questions, guys? Yes, God, she says, God made sure I was in the room tonight. Hallelujah. What do we have to do to be ready? You don't have to do anything, sis, but book the call with me. Definitely book the call with me this week because I have some amazing bonuses that are going away. So go ahead and book the call with me. The link is in the chat, and the link is also, if you're on my Instagram, the link to book a call with me is also in my bio. Y'all have questions? If you guys have questions, I have answers for like 2 more minutes. I'm trying to get off. But y'all, this is our time. This is our time to set up our stores. Like if you are someone who is a professional and you work in a professional business, you work in a 9-to-5, you have $50,000 in savings somewhere, you need to seriously look into opening a beauty supply store. Because we are talking about it. How to source things smarter, how to protect our profits, and why this shift is actually helping us open more beauty supply stores. Trump also has some really cool incentives for new businesses that I haven't gotten a chance to break down all the way, but there's a lot of incentives, especially when it comes to inventory, that you have a good bit of inventory incentives. So I'll do another video on that another day. But yes, guys, my link is there. Go ahead and book these calls, people. Yeah, TGIN. Go ahead and book these calls, people. I'm going to lock off here. Thanks so much for coming on my live. And yeah, be prepared to see me more. I'm outside. So love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.